Hey guys, I'm Joyce. Welcome to my video diary. Sorry I missed a couple of days with the vegan smoothies. This is day 3 of a year of vegan smoothies. I missed a couple days. I'm just going to get right to it. Today we are making antioxidant-rich smoothie. And I'm going to get started. I have made this before, probably a year or so ago, and I modified it some for my taste. It was a little thick to begin with, so I am presenting it to you the way I modified it. So first we've got 180 grams of pomegranate juice, which is a little over half a cup. Getting there. Okay, that actually went to 183 grams. I'm not concerned about it. All right, and then 180 grams of soy. Well, I have almond milk this time because one of the recipes this week calls for almond milk. Also 180 grams, so a little bit more than half a cup. Ooh, 180. Right on the nose. How about that? Alrighty. And then creatine, not part of the recipe, but again, I put it in my smoothies and it does not change the flavor of it. I put in 10 grams. Something's happening. I'm using a different device today. The reason I missed, oh shoot. Is it still recording? Still recording? Okay. I hope you forgive me trying to figure this out. So that's creatine and then flax. 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds. All right, here's my tablespoon. Here's my tablespoon. I'm going to level it. If you like to weigh yours, that would be about 6 grams of ground flax seeds. Then I've got dates. Recipe calls for half of a medjool date. I'm going to put in a whole date. Knife. And this actually is the size I'm used to using for the medjool, what would that be, variety? For the medjool variety of dates. It's about 16 grams, so if you're using smaller dates, maybe add however many you need to get to 16 grams. And then this calls for a 1/4 cup of ripe avocado. Not a 1/4 cup, 1/4 of an avocado. I thought that sounded strange. Okay. And avocados are always going to be different sizes, and sometimes the pits are really, really large, even larger than this, so there's less flesh in it. Sometimes the pits are small, so there's more flesh in it. But anyway, so 1/4 of an avocado. I really want a spoon for this. Oh. There we go. 1/4 avocado. And don't need this anymore. All right, and then, well, this is, the screen goes dark on me, and I've, like I said, I've not used this before, so I'm not sure if it's still recording. It looks like it is. 2 cups of romaine, and I'm going to change this to ounces. So 2 cups of greens is 2 ounces, basically. I'm probably going to need more than this. Yeah, that's just a little bit more than 1 ounce. One and a half, 1.8. All right, well that's a little bit more than 2 ounces. So I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to get, it also calls for 2 cups of kale. I'm going to get that out of the freezer, as well as blueberries and strawberries. Blueberries and strawberries. Oh. Huh. It's raining. I was not expecting that. Alright, 2 cups of kale, so 2 ounces. It says to remove the stems here. I just blend it all up. If I were making a salad, yeah, I would remove the stems, but I'm just blending it, so I include the stems. That's almost 2 ounces. Here, I've got some crumbs here. So I'm just going to figure that balances out with the overage of the romaine. Okay, and then blueberries and strawberries, 1/2 cup of each. And I'm sorry to mix ounces and grams. That's I'll clear that up in the next video. So 1/2 cup of blueberries. Oops. They're getting away from me. So 1/2 cup of blueberries is about 60 grams. And then, again, these are, I mean, look at that strawberry. That's giant. I have small hands, but this is a giant strawberry. Let's see, maybe I'll put it up on its end. So that's probably 1/2 cup. And that's coming out to be 88 grams. All right, that's it. I'm going to get this fruit back in the freezer, and then we will blend this up. Okay, my headphones. In case you can hear that knocking around, that's the strawberries. They take quite a while to break down, at least in this one. So that's why I go longer than a minute. I'm turning the speed down. See, that's even still, it's got a little bit of chunkiness to it. That's all right. Definitely better than the last time. So that really did help to have a little bit more pomegranate juice and the almond milk to liquid it up more, because this was really thick. It was more like a blended salad. But it tastes all right. Not my favorite. I do taste the tang of the pomegranate, and I taste some strawberries. I definitely taste the kale. If you're not used to that, you may not like this. But also, I've noticed the longer that it sits, because sometimes it takes me an hour or so to drink it, because I'm running around doing other things, and the flavor of the greens gets stronger as it sits. So if that bothers you, drink it as soon as you can. The recipe says it makes one serving, and yeah, this is typically a serving for me. But then again, this has more liquid in it than the original recipe called for. Anyway, that's it. Antioxidant-rich smoothie. I will put the recipe in the description, and I hope to see you for the next one. Oh, it's not a touch screen. I really miss a touch screen.